These are the two types of inverters that are generally found on Carrier and Bryant equipment. In this video, we're going to talk about loss of communication with the inverter, which is a phone call that we get quite often in technical support. We're going to show you how to rectify this issue. Anytime you are working around inverter equipment, you must practice all safety procedures. The capacitors on an inverter hold a very high DC voltage charge. Always make sure the system is properly locked out and you have the appropriate PPE gear before working on an inverter. Always be safe out there. So when checking an inverter that's not working, the first thing to check is the incoming voltage to the unit. Refer to the data tag for the correct incoming voltage supplied to the unit. Most inverter products have a filter board to filter out interference from the incoming voltage. So next, check the filter board to make sure the incoming voltage is getting to the filter board. Note, there are fuses on this filter board. Verify that they are good. Next, you want to check the voltage being supplied to the inverter. Also, some inverters have fuses on the board. Make sure that they are good. Another check you can make to see if the inverter is powered and ready to run is to check the voltage on the capacitors. You must be very careful when making this check. Most inverters are covered, but usually you can access the top of a capacitor. When checking the top of the capacitor to ground, you should read 300 plus volts DC. This is why these capacitors are usually covered and why we tell techs to wait about 15 minutes before working on an inverter system. The risk of electrical shock is very high. Usually when we ask a technician, are there lights on the board, we get the response, huh? What lights? All inverters have LEDs or lights on them that will tell you the status of the equipment. Even the older Greenspeed, the original Greenspeed product that is shown on the left, had a red LED and a green LED hidden behind a little silver plate on the top right of the inverter. So look for the lights and try to determine from the lights what the problem is with the system. The service manual shows the location of each light or LED and what they are telling you. The service manuals for all of these units can be obtained through the Carrier Bryant Tech app. All inverters have troubleshooting lights. Consult the service manual for the location of the lights and what they mean. All of your Carrier Bryant inverter product also have a control board that is usually located below the inverter panel. These control boards also have LEDs that will tell you what the status is of the equipment and what the fault code is. On current product, there's also a readout of the number of the fault code that scrolls across the readout on the control board. The service manual will outline the fault codes that are shown by the LEDs. They also give you direction as to what to look for with each code. Never overlook the compressor. Many times what appears to be an inverter fault turns out to be a compressor issue. Always ohm out the compressor windings and continuity to ground. Another trick you can try is to isolate the leads from the inverter to the compressor. When the compressor leads are disconnected, power up the unit and see if the same code appears. If the same code appears, then the diagnosis would be a bad inverter. If a different code appears, then the most likely problem is the compressor. We highly recommend in rural areas or areas where voltage issues occur that you put a good surge protector on the system. We recommend the ICM 493 to protect inverter systems.
Go to arefco.com for more videos. Like, subscribe, and check back every week for new videos.